Folk religion is our history and culture. Our ancestors also served the house guardian deity and a village guardian deity. Ancestors believed that 성주신, which is head of the house deities, and 조왕신, 삼신, etc., protected the house and family peacefully. They also believed that the village was protected by the village's village guardian deity, such as 선앙당 and 장승, located at the entrance of the village. Folk religion is a tradition that goes beyond religion. I hope that it helps to understand Korean history correctly through folk beliefs that contain simple wishes of ancestors. The most striking feature of our country's house deities are that the little 성주 came down from heaven. One day, the 성ju looked down from the heaven and saw the humans lived without houses. So 성ju went down to the ground to teach people how to cut down trees and build a house. But most of trees are belong to other gods, magpies, and crows. So he planted pine seeds in the treeless mountain, which has no owner, and went back to heaven again. And he got married and had 5 sons and 5 daughters. When he was 70 years old, he remembered planting pine seeds and brought all his children down to the earth. He came down and taught them how to cut down and trim well-grown trees and blessed them. People serve 성주신 at the boat as well, because the boat is like a home to them for fishermen who spend a lot of time at the boat. We believe that the family gods live everywhere in the house as a guardian deity. Besides, a god of door stands guard at the door, and a god of tile keeps watch from the roof. No matter how powerful and resourceful a demon is that they can't even think about coming to the house through the gate. This is different from other countries that have the consciousness of kicking out evil spirits that have already come into the house. Back in the days, every house has their own god, which is called the 성주신. When people moved out, they took 성주 ring and 성주 jar. Then they thought the other deities would follow. So before people put their loads into the new house, they put the jar of 성주 on the ridgepole of the floor at first, and then they put in other loads. 성주 leaves the house when something negative happens or dangerous happens in the house. They include the people die or fire incident. The reason why people serve 성주신 on 대청, not a room, is because people eat and sleep and die at room. Therefore, the room became negative space. But the beam is located on the floor, so it's a clean and sacred place. It's not clear when the jar of 성주 was served as a vessel of the deity, but it can be related to the timing of rice farming, given that it's closely related to rice. And must put only rice in the 성주 jar. When new rice comes out in the fall after living untouched for a year, they choose a good day and replace the grain in the jar of 성주. And the rice in the jar is never shared with others, but families make rice or rice cakes. The 조왕신, who protecting the kitchen. 조왕신 is a goddess who protects the kitchen and the housewife. 조왕신 was called the goddess of kitchen, the goddess of furnace, and the goddess of fireplace. But at first, she was called the goddess of fire. The fire lit the darkness and protected people from animal attacks. When the fire started to be used, the food was cooked and eaten. As the women made the food, the fire and the woman became closer, and 조왕신 became the goddess of protecting the kitchen. The kitchen was a space for women who cared for and protected their families, and the symbol was 조왕신. Women who made fire, cooked food, and wanted her family to be healthy, and mothers her food to have the character of faith by serving 조왕신 in the kitchen. After the mothers wake up, they burn firewood in the fireplace, pray for the food to be good for the family, and pray for the house to be better like a fire burning. Also, if the hostess is neat and diligent, she always kept the kitchen clean because she believed that 조왕신 would be generous and help the family. If there is a family member who went out of the house, mother serves more carefully to 조왕신, hoping that she would take care of those who are still outside. Furthermore, Korean made ondol, which can heat and cook at the same time, and heated the room with the kitchen fire. Therefore, 조왕신 was the goddess of keeping the important kitchen for heating and cooking after 성주신. In the old days, when building a house, the small altar was built on the wall or front of the kitchen, and the housewife got up early in the morning and went to a well or spring to raise clean water and put it in the bowl to pray for it.